To the show.
Welcome, Roanoke Valley.
I'm Rob.
I'm JR.
And we're going to talk about Roanoke tonight. And first, we'll talk about my chicken shirt.
I like it.
So my family got this for me for Father's Day. They got me several of them, but this is my chicken Hawaiian shirt here.
Check out the bow tie.
That's the one they like the best right there. It's the one with the bow tie. So each week, maybe I'll bring you a new chicken shirt.
There you go. I like it.
But we shall see. Or actually, I've got some Star Wars ones.
Right.
A nice Darth Vader one.
Have you even seen Star Wars?
No, never. I don't know anything about Star Wars. Hopefully, let's see here. Oh, Emily said my shirt was amazing.
Okay.
So, yeah. So hopefully, each week I'll bring you something new, and then maybe we'll guess to what shirt I'm wearing.
That's right.
So how was your week?
Pretty good. Just with the kids out. Actually, they spent the first beginning of the week with their other grandparents.
Okay.
They shot back over here Thursday, I think.
Okay.
So I was actually able to get stuff done for my actual job.
Right.
And
then you didn't hear pop half a dozen times while you're trying to do stuff at the house either.
Right. But I mean, we had a blast. We had a blast doing other stuff. So we spent the weekend over at our son-in-law's parents. Just great people, their family, and which is great when you can get along with your in-laws family. From what I hear, that doesn't happen a lot.
Not a lot. I like my mother-in-law.
But I mean, we'll
she lives
plan
too far away, but I like her.
But I mean, we plan camping trips, amusement park trips, and all that together. So, and they've got 5 acres. The dad, Ronnie, set up this little spot. We had 2 campers and 2 RVs setting up there. He had everybody wired for sound, water, and all that stuff.
Oh, nice.
So,
he should open up a little RV park.
His wife will shoot him if he does. He's okay with it.
I understand.
How about you?
We actually got to get in the pool this week.
Nice.
Which is awesome. We built a we got in new steps because the steps that come with those out-of-ground pools, those things are rickety and you can barely fit up with it. You're like, God.
Well, and we a little big for them little half-inch pipes going up.
You got to get a running start at the top so you don't get stuck in those bars. Right. But then we got a new set of steps, so I was able to get that built, and then we were able to get in the pool. Water's a little cold, but not too bad.
But I mean, still, if you've only had water in it for 2 weeks, So
I've just been working in the garden and trying to keep bugs off, and it's been hot, even though we did have a little rain over last week, but it's still, I've been having to water the garden. And actually, before that last rain, I have 3 rain barrels at the house, and all of those were almost dry.
Oh, wow.
With that last one. And then so the last rains filled them up pretty well, and now we're back to being able to use them. But
well, because I watered ours before we headed out this morning, and then I was just going out to check them around 2 because I finally got a little break.
Right.
And so I go out to check them, and well, damn, they're bone dry. Let me go ahead and throw a little more water, and then I'm like, I hope I don't steam the tomatoes and the jalapenos.
Right.
So
I think
we'll
for next year's garden, I have a bunch of drip hoses that somebody gave me.
Right.
So I think next year I'm going to try to figure out what I need to do to use my rain barrels in the because I do raised beds. So in the raised beds with the drip hoses.
Gotcha.
So there may be a pump that has to pump a little water every once in a while, or something that I can still use the water with, and it'll come out of the rain barrels instead of having to run a hose.
Right. We're actually really lucky. I think if I just had some rain barrels and put them up a little bit, I think I'd be gold, because I don't know who drilled the well for our house. I'm surprised we're not drilling into hot water.
Oh, wow.
It is that deep.
Oh, wow. Well, you're right. You sit right on the side of that. You're like, what, a minute and a half once you get to the bottom of your driveway to the little bridge, right? You have a bridge with the back creek there near you?
Yeah, but I mean, it's I could literally hit that bridge with a rock from our driveway.
Okay. So maybe that's why that water table's so good.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about drilling wells. So, but that was my week. I mean, we just played in the yard and tried to get yard work done and mowed. And our old pool, we decided to drag it around the backyard and kill the grass so that we can plant clover.
Okay.
So the clover, the white clover, not a lot of people know, but it grows a little smaller, like 3 inches at the most. But you don't have to mow it as much.
Right.
It's drought tolerant, and the bees love it.
Right.
And chickens really love it. So yeah, that's our plan. So we're gonna take for the next few weeks. We're gonna just drag that pole around the yard and kill. Then I'll slice it up and toss it out. But
right.
Until we just want to use it while we have it.
There you go.
Instead, if we can kill the grass. So this weekend,
apparently it's a good place to grow garter snakes.
Yeah, Tegan, so brave. I think farm school has really helped her, and she's just not afraid of a lot of things.
Right.
But Sunday, we had bulk Monday. So Sunday we had the old legs for the pool,
right?
And so I had her and Emmy carry them up to the street, and when she pulled out one of the poles, garter snake fell out onto the ground, and so, hey. The snake just fell out. It wasn't freaked out, nothing. And she's like, oh.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. So but I think, being in farm school and seeing those things and all of that, I think that has really just helped her in that. And then, today we were out, both our families were out. You and I had the kids up at Booker T and your girls playing on the rocks. Having a great time.
Yeah, I don't know that they're scared of anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're too stupid to be scared or if they're just, nothing's going to stop them.
Yeah, I think it's the nothing's going to stop them. I mean, they were jumping from rock to rock. And, they had a great time. And then your grandson, he's like, hey, what if a herd of bee, attacked us? Or, he had all kinds of, hey, we got to watch out.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, everything was doom and gloom for him. It's like, hey, what if, And then we got to see the ants attack each other, like a whole ant war. So maybe I'll bring that video next week. But it was like some red ants and black ants, and you could actually, if you didn't talk, which it was hard, we had kids,
right?
But if you didn't talk, you could actually hear them battling each other.
Yeah, because I wasn't exactly sure what that noise was until you saw all the scurrying.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that I've ever seen that at all. That was pretty cool. So this week, a lot of news has happened. We're going to start with the valleys, start with that bad stuff, and then we're going to go and get positive. So
that's right.
We're not here for bad stuff, but we also don't want to make Roanoke all fluff and like it's the greatest ever.
We are the peaks and valleys, so we got to cover the valleys sometime.
That's right.
We had that man die in that house fire down in Henry County. Was it Mars Lane, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they still weren't sure, or when the last time I read it, which I think was yesterday, they still did not have a cause, but the son had second-degree burns, I think, from going back in, trying to get Dad. But
that's tough for that family. Prayers for them.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Little good news for Danville. They need a bunch of infusion. They have Caesar's Palace coming, which I think will help them. They just got a $50 million construction grant to help out the city. So hopefully it'll turn those around. And I want to start going out to these little towns because a lot of people, kind of like us talking about Freeze last week.
Right.
A lot of people, they don't know what the town of Freeze looks like. Or you go to Paint Bank. Paint Bank's a cute little town.
Right. Okay.
Newcastle and places like that. We just go up there and walk the streets and.
There you go. I like that idea. I really do.
Take some video and kind of show off anything within about an hour of Roanoke.
And anytime we can have the kids walking for an hour, I'm in.
That's right. Now, 4 were displaced today on Salem Avenue. They lost several cats, but the 4 people are unharmed and okay.
Gotcha.
They're still investigating that one.
Gotcha. And then that 17-year-old shooting the 27-year-old out in Daleville.
Yeah, you don't hear of that much.
I thought that was a typo when I heard Daleville.
Yeah.
And then they were saying that they knew each other. Apparently, the altercation started in a car. But I don't know much more than that. But that just hit me as odd. Daleville. Are you sure?
I watched a TikTok the other day, and this guy, and he's like big and muscular, and he's like, we just need to go back to fist fighting. Right. He's like, just good old fist fighting. When you disagree, you fist fight, and you're either friends or you're just mortal enemies, and you go away.
Exactly. I mean, how many friends do you have that started from a fight?
Right, yeah.
I don't have many of those anymore, but I used to have a ton of them. We used to work with a bunch of them.
We're just too old to fight now. Smith Mountain Lake tonight had at 5:30 they had a community meeting or town hall meeting.
Right.
They had
About
some
the
experts
algae.
come in, to see what they could do about the algae and how to prevent it in the future.
Right.
And I think that it's probably there. I mean, it's just.
Well, I think it's just a thing. It probably happens every so often, and because I didn't really research, something just popped up about them having algae blooms in Pennsylvania. So then I'm like, okay, well, hold up. And then they're having algae blooms in Ohio.
Right.
And it's just like, okay, so this is just something going on.
It's probably a cycle or something.
Yeah.
Not to go all conspiracy theory on anybody.
Yeah. No,
Probably just a
like I
cycle
said, I think
of
it's just
the lake or
exactly.
whatever. Probably every so often.
Because you end up down a rabbit hole when you go, oh no, it was that train fire.
Oh yeah, we're not going to go there on this show. This is not the show for that.
Exactly.
That's why you're here. Go away. But also one of the biggest things, and I've noticed a difference, and honestly, where I manage properties and things like that, I hear it a lot. Roanoke Valley sees a 54% increase in homelessness from just last year.
Right.
So they had 216 in 2022 people that were, I guess, reported homeless, and this year it's up to 334.
Wow. And that's just sad.
And it's unfortunate, but I think we're going to see a lot more of it the way the economy's.
Right.
I mean, there's not a lot of affordable housing.
Right. Right. Prices have just gone up.
Yeah, and then the inflation and things like that. People are having to make that decision: are we going to have some dinner? Are we going to have,
lights?
Are we going to have lights? Or are we going to be able to pay our rent this month? And
right.
So we definitely need to look out for our neighbors and help wherever we can.
Every chance you can.
Sometimes if you can just help them with food, that gives them a little extra money to be able to spend towards a bill or spend towards their. So even the food is a big help to people. I know Emily works at the Giving Farm, I believe. She's the head person there, and they just to one of the food banks. They just gave over 100 pounds of Swiss chard.
Oh, nice!
And so all the fresh vegetables and stuff that they grow, they donate to the local food banks and stuff. So,
well, good.
And I know they're always looking for volunteers and things like that. And
right.
I think you get a little crop share if you go up and help volunteer.
Right.
And things. So, she said she delivered the Swiss chard to Plenty.
To Plenty?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not bad.
So that's an amazing cause right there. So definitely look out for some of those fresh vegetables. And if you see them, they're probably from there.
Right. Speaking of economics in the area, Virginia's tax-free holiday apparently got canceled this year.
Yeah.
For your back to school stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, the not really a bill or the law, but I guess the act.
Yeah, the act, and it expired July 1st, so, and they didn't re-up it or whatever they have to do to
make it go into effect.
To make it go into effect. So, definitely no tax-free holiday weekend
this year. Yeah.
Maybe they'll come in and change it if enough people speak up.
Right.
Let's fix this.
And you may have a couple mayors that come, that call the General Assembly and go, hey, I'm going to go ahead and do this, and y'all are going to okay it.
Now, one thing I didn't know, and I found this out about Smith Mountain Lake this week, is that they have purple martins, which is a bird.
Okay.
They're not really purple; they're kind of black. But I think when the sunlight hits them, they're kind of iridescent, kind of like the Australian chickens.
Okay.
Kind of when that sun hits, they hit different little colors. But the purple martins they have a colony at Smith Mountain Lake, and I had no idea. I knew we see them at Disney all the time.
Okay.
And they actually have like little things where they talk about the purple martins and how they're saving the habitat down there. And then they actually travel up as far as here. But I didn't know that they don't have any type of, they can't make their own homes anymore.
Oh, really?
Because of different other types of birds.
Okay.
The swallows, they're part of the swallow family, I believe, but different types of other birds and habitat removal from growing cities and stuff have wiped out their natural habitat. So the only way we're keeping them going is building homes and stuff like that. And I know at Disney, like some of their lights, this side's light, the other side looks like lights, but it's actually the nesting boxes for the purple martins.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
that was kind of cool. I didn't know they came up this far.
I've got to show my ignorance here. I didn't know what a purple martin was.
I didn't until we were at Disney. Another weird bird that I've never noticed ever, and I've lived here my whole life, and I think I noticed it last year, was they have blackbirds with an orange stripe on their wing. It's not an oriole.
Right.
Up in the Floyd area.
Okay.
I had no idea. I was like, hey, look at that bird.
Right.
Never had noticed one in my life, and I was like, oh, that's a blackbird with like an orange or a red, little band on it.
Never been more sober in my life. What the heck is that?
I was like, huh, it's not an oriole.
Right.
So I was a little confused with that one. It's a red-winged blackbird.
Okay.
Miss Emily, she's from that area.
Okay.
Like way from that
up by
area.
Floyd.
Yeah. Yeah, way from that area. But red-winged blackbird, and they are her favorite. But yeah, I'd never noticed those. We went foraging last year.
Okay.
Tegan and I and her kids, and we went foraging, and we'd passed several. I was like, "What are those birds?" When we got to the place we were foraging, I was like, "What are those birds?" And she's like, "Oh, those are red-winged blackbird." It's like, "Oh, had never noticed them before," and had sold quite a few houses up there.
Right.
I think I showed Emily and Dave houses for a couple of years up there until we finally found the one.
Yeah, and I mean they got
started.
Yeah, well, and y'all got the right house without question.
Yeah, they don't like it as much anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they found a new house, but where it's on that curve, everybody sees their house. And
you got the right house, not necessarily the right property.
That's right. That's right. Not in the right location. If you could pick a house up and move it, that'd be great. But every week it's like some weird thing. Like they had windows out by the road because they got a bridge you have to walk across. They had windows by the road that they were going to build a little greenhouse with.
Right.
Well, one day to look out and the ring's going off, somebody's actually loading their windows into the back of their car. And you're like, hey, those are our windows. Oh. And they shut their thing and drove off with what they had.
That's a good. Again, I'm not from this area. I moved here. That's a really good way to get shot.
Yeah, but I mean, if people think their grass is too high, they'll pull and be like, "Hey, you gonna mow your grass? It's none of your business.
That's right.
Leave me alone.
Go away." So I moved out here. Go away.
Yeah. It's just nuts. I don't understand. Several local football players have gone to some powerhouse colleges.
Yes, and two of them I'm really, really excited about. One's going to Mary's college team, and one's going to mine.
Okay. So we're going to hack these names up probably, but Hidden Valley's Callie Pong commits to Kansas State.
Nice. Salem running back Peyton Lewis will play for Tennessee.
Oh, this is probably one you want to announce, right?
Kinda, and I really wanted the Salem running back too.
Okay.
But Patrick Henry linebacker Bodie Cahoon will play for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
Liberty Christian running back Gideon Davidson will play for Clemson, and then North Cross offensive lineman Moritz Schmarkenhauser. I hacked that one up really bad. He'll play for Pitt. So
Okay.
I apologize if you listen to this ever, but I hacked the name up.
But I mean, he's going to Pitt. That's a good school, and Clemson. We'll see what Dabo does with them this year.
Mm-hmm. So we had a guest, or not a guest, but somebody watching our show last week. Gus, he had sent us a video that he had posted on YouTube of the 611 train. So we're going to play that video just for a few minutes, and it's pretty cool because those of you, we're the railroad town.
Yeah,
I mean, that's where we got our beginnings from. So we're going to try to play this. Hopefully it'll work right, but we'll see. So let's see here. Can you guys see and hear this? Not sure what I'm doing here, so. Alrighty.
There we go.
Can you see us? Can you hear
Can
us?
you see me now?
So Gus is one of the guys. He was watching us last week. He says he likes our show, and he had done that. He worked for the railroad for over 40 years.
Oh wow.
Down in the Norton area.
Oh, okay.
And, yep. So he knew a lot about the railroad and
And the
all of that.
611.
Then maybe we have him on the show one day and talk
I'd
about
love
the railroad.
to. I'd love to.
Yeah, that would be
My
fun.
my granddaddy retired from there, from C&O.
Yeah. So and I know that Roanoke's not the railroad town it used to be, but we still have that history and
Right.
and things.
Well, luckily Roanoke made a switch when the railroad wasn't as big as it was.
Right.
But because you got little towns like Clifton Forge,
Mhm.
yeah, they were a big railroad town,
Right.
but they didn't make the switch to technology or anything
Right.
when the railroad left. They just kind of became
Faded
Clifton
away a little bit,
Forge,
yeah.
and people are living there because they've lived there for 18 generations.
Mhm.
So
That's crazy. I
all of them work in Covington.
somebody reached out to me this week about renting a place down here. They had a friend that was driving in from Woodville to rent a place here, and they had a couple of dogs and things like that. And they've decided not to move here because they were paying like $600 a month for their rent. And they've been here for a while.
Right.
But you move up here, and a 1 to 2 bedroom, you're looking at 1,000,
1,100, yeah.
to 1,200 for just a 1 or 2 bedroom. And most of the places, they don't like dogs anymore.
Right.
And so, you have that to
Another one of those, a select few mess it up for everybody.
Yep.
Most of the dog owners I know, are real quick to clean up anything or fix any issues.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're going to chew stuff, you're going to chew the tree. You hang out outside.
Yeah.
But those couple, now that guy can't rent a house, can't rent a place.
Can't rent a place. But so they're driving from Woodville every day up here to. Hopefully they got. Gas is down. 5 cents from
about a nickel,
week?
yeah.
But hopefully yesterday they were able to get over to Sheets.
On July 4th.
July 4th they did $1.77 gas.
Yep, they were doing the whole 1776 thing, nationwide.
Yeah, that's
cool.
It's cool, but I don't want to sit in line for
right. Yeah.
Lazy people. I don't want to sit in line for $1.77 gas.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I had just filled up the morning of the 3rd. And then I hear, it's going to be $1.77 at Sheets tomorrow. Of course it is.
I wonder if they had a limit on the gallon. Whether you could I know Kroger to get the $1 off or whatever, you can only pump up to 36 gallons.
Right.
And then you're done.
Right.
But I also wonder if they had that. If not, people be. Remember when they thought there were going to be a gas shortage and there's fools out there.
Everybody pulled out their 10-gallon.
Yeah, and then you have people putting in totes. And, what are you going to pump
milk
the
cartons?
Yeah. I just don't understand people sometimes. And then speaking of that, Salem Fair still going on?
Yep, it's till Sunday, right?
Yep,
the 9th.
Mm-hmm. I haven't heard any bad stuff coming out of there.
I've not actually heard any news.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and we didn't get the bingo thing going, so I haven't gotten pictures.
Right.
I'm hoping tomorrow night to go up and get some drone photos, and maybe this weekend, maybe the last night. We haven't tried any fried food yet.
I know, but at the end of the day, if Sunday's the last day, let's hit it Saturday and Sunday. I bet they're trying to get rid of all that funnel cake. I bet they're trying to get rid of all that.
Are they really?
Unless they sold out.
Right.
They're not going to re-up it on Saturday.
Do they pack it up and go somewhere else, though?
Probably, but how long? I mean, how long have those trucks been sitting in the Civic Center parking lot? About a week.
Well, they have generators, and most of those people have really nice RVs, too.
Oh, yeah.
They travel nice.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, if that's your job, you got to make it livable.
Yeah, nobody wants to sleep in the back of a pickup. But we went out today and had a blast with our family. We went to Booker T. Washington Monument on Booker T. Washington Highway in Franklin County.
Yep.
My daughter, we homeschool, and she just did an oral report on Booker T. Washington. So
you took her to the memorial after the.
That's right, after she did a report, and it was great fun with the guys. We have a little video just of them, and then act like y'all came to have fun.
Okay. I don't know. I was just joking.
If they still got good potential.
7 minutes or 6 minutes, I think, to take it out.
Oh, wow.
Mostly of me.
I think it would take a lot less timber if they just built.
So
they had a blast.
They did. And I loved that last one because your grandson Jonathan had that broom. It had like 15 straws on it, and they were like this long. Right. And what did he say?
And bunched up like that at the end.
And so we were telling them that's how they swept the cabin. And we were in the kitchen cabin. That's where Booker T. Washington slept. And back then they had a kitchen, and then they had their sleeping house. Yeah. But that was a kitchen cabin, but he was sweeping. And what did he say? It was ergonomically easy?
It was very ergonomic or efficient.
It was some weird. He was like, that was very efficient or very ergonomic, or it was something weird like that.
Something you wouldn't expect a 10-year-old to come out with.
So
Yeah.
it was quite funny. But it is the home place of Booker T. Washington. He was born a slave and freed from that very site.
Yeah, because I think he was born 1853, so he was what 12
When they
at the end.
he was a big fighter for human rights and way against segregation.
Right.
He founded the Tuskegee Institute.
Yeah, it turns out what is now Hampton University, and I mean he walked almost the whole way from, was it Malvern, West Virginia? Because I guess when they got freed, they went to where his stepdaddy was in West Virginia. Darn near walked to Hampton.
Today, they show this movie, and today we were watching the movie, and they were talking about the stepfather. He'd moved to West Virginia with stepfather, and Tegan leaned over and she goes, "He wasn't very nice." I was like, "The stepfather?" She goes, "Yeah, he was mean." And I was like, "Okay." So the stepfather was mean, according to the book that Tegan had read.
Well, yeah, they did say that he didn't he finally, and they didn't say what kind of time frame it was, but said he finally let him go to the freedmen's school in the area, but only before or after work hours. You got to get your work done first.
And that's his father just wanted him to work and didn't want him to learn to read or anything.
And I had heard before about him, kind of being responsible for Tuskegee. I did not know that the people had burned it down and they had to build that thing back brick by brick.
And then Tegan informed us, because they didn't say it. They did say that the students helped build the buildings, but Tegan said that when they ran out of money, because he would fundraise to build whatever he could while he could, and Tegan said that he actually taught his students how to make bricks out of the clay and water. Yeah. So that was all pretty cool, and I think they got something out of it. If not, your little guys probably will sleep good tonight. And their legs kept giving out on them.
Well, I thought their reaction was great. We knew that once we got to 10, we were on the home stretch home. No, we've been walking straight, guys. As soon as we get to 10, we get to turn around and come back.
Now, I ain't gonna lie.
What?
my fat butt, as we were walking through there, I was kind of feeling the same thing. I'm like, it's supposed to be a loop, which means it comes back. But we've been walking straight for a long time. I bet when we get down here, we got to come back. Because we started passing people going this way, too. And so I was like, the kids are going to be so mad. We're going to have to make a game or something out of it.
Well, and I have to admit, I wouldn't mind walking that almost every day. That's a neat little walk. They're going to have to flatten that thing out a little bit. that uphill towards the end was just a little, come on, guys.
Yeah. No, I think Peaks of Otter or somewhere would kill us then.
Yeah.
Peaks of Otter, I went, heck, it's probably been 15 years since I've hiked to the top of Peaks of Otter.
Right.
And I went with my son and his friend Tanner to Peaks of Otter. Well, it was just the three of us. We start this hike. Well, they're going to run it. I'm like, okay. So I'm trying to keep a brisk pace.
Right.
I wasn't even 20 minutes in, breathing all head. I was like, you know what, guys? I'm going to meet you back at the car. I turned around and walked on back, and they were like, where's the? I'm like, no, you good.
Have at it.
And I think at that time I was probably almost 300 pounds.
Right.
But she said, the kids enjoyed talking about their visit over dinner this evening.
They did.
A little bit. So, and hopefully, I mean, we've gotten to the point to where instead of like a bunch of gifts and things like that, we're doing experiences.
Right.
This is something they'll always remember.
Right.
Unlike that Barbie that they get.
Right. I don't know. The girls are keeping up with their Barbies right now.
Oh, they do, but years from now, they're not going to go, I remember when I got this Barbie.
Right.
Right. Oh, remember when we went to see Booker T? Or as they go through school learning about Booker T, then they'll remember that experience too, and they'll be able to speak to it.
Right.
So it's kind of exciting and crazy how they to watch them learn. I mean, kind of like your girls today navigating the rocks.
Right.
Any time they could have just slipped and fell in the water.
Right.
But they just kind of watched and
Right.
navigated,
Right.
and not one of them got wet. And we kind of thought they would.
I was concerned on one, especially when she walked through little. I mean, how there wasn't a snake in that little grass where she was going through.
JR is like deathly afraid of snakes.
Yep.
And so
Definitely.
he was fine through part of the hike, and most of the hikes just through the woods. And then, was it your grandson?
I mean, it's a well-beaten path.
Oh, yeah. You're
so,
not
I mean,
walking through in brush. I mean, it's probably 6 foot wide as you're walking.
Right.
But was it Jonathan? Because he was doom and gloom.
Well, I think Layla had actually brought up the sign.
Okay.
But Jonathan did want to make sure I knew that it said beware of snakes. Yeah.
So
Awesome. So now the whole
JR's got his head on a swivel waiting for some snake to jump out the weeds and grab him. So he's like, I was enjoying the hike until that.
Well, but I gave y'all fair warning. If I see one, y'all will know because I will call you from the house. From the I don't even know what you call it. We'll just call it the gift shop.
That's right. That's where the merch shop.
Yeah, the merch.
Jonathan
Checking out the merch.
He walks into the little gift shop and he's like, oh, they got all the merch. I was like, really? Too much YouTube. Tegan does that. She doesn't do that part, and she probably would have if he didn't. But hers is, give me a top 5 things that you liked about that movie.
Right.
Give me a top 5 things you like about Disney.
Right.
Or give me 5 things you talked about last night in your sleep. I mean,
I don't know. Mary quit recording me at night. Turned into too much snoring.
See, I don't know that I sleep enough to talk in my sleep. But Selena talks in her sleep quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, and then most of it I can't. It's incoherent.
Right.
It's like, and she'll laugh or something, and then start snoring or whatever. But yeah, I'm sure I've talked in my sleep before. But
Oh, I'm sure I have.
I'm not that sleeping person. So, but what else we got going on this week? Got job market. Everybody's hiring still.
Still hiring.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we're up to 14 an hour, 15 if you have a flexible schedule.
right.
It is a lot of the signs.
And then,
But with everybody hiring, you know who still isn't open?
Popeyes. Maybe they're having a problem finding people.
That could be. That could be.
Yeah, Popeyes is not open yet, but it will be, and we're going to go live from Popeyes when it opens. We're going to just be over there eating our chicken.
Yeah, that's right.
So
I've been waiting for this Popeyes for 3 years.
that's right. I think the next restaurant, and Roanoke's got that small town feel, but we also, and I don't know if people are looking to move here, watching this or whatever, but we also don't have a lot of those big chain restaurants and stores that a lot of the other cities do.
And especially not on this side. Over by Valley View, you've got a few more.
No, we just got the BJ's and stuff, but we don't have Costco. We don't have, what's the other one everybody goes to? Yeah.
I think it's Costco.
No, there's
Because
Costco.
we got PJ's, we got Sam's.
I think my daughter Madison goes there. I can't even. Trader Joe's. We
Yeah,
don't have a Trader Joe's.
Right. World Market.
Yep. We don't have the Cheesecake Factory. So there's a lot of things we don't have, but what we lack there, we have a ton of local places to eat.
Right.
I mean, I was walking downtown the other day, and there's just, you hit probably 50 countries within 3 or 4 blocks.
No, yeah. We still
radius.
haven't hit that little Brazilian place.
There's
Downtown.
a noodle place or something down there too, that like a bowl place that does noodles down there that I've heard is really good too. Whole Foods.
I love Alejandro's salsa bar.
Yeah, it is good too.
Down there.
So yeah, we've got a ton of restaurants, but we don't have. If you're coming here looking for a Cheesecake Factory, we don't have it.
Yeah.
Not at all.
We got rid of O'Charlie's, got rid of Applebee's. You got to go to Blue Ridge for an Applebee's.
Salem.
They got one in Salem?
Salem has an Applebee's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Salem has an Applebee's. So yeah, Goodwill Industries doing a Valley Summer Youth Work Program.
Nice. Nice.
And I know a lot of times, and I don't know if it's changed, probably not, because not a lot of the government stuff changes. But I know TAP used to have a summer program for teens too, that they would find you jobs or had jobs for the high school kids, and then you get paid however much per hour. But whoever worked at TAP, you had a caseworker that helped you find a job, and then that person would come out and like watch you work and things like that too.
Okay.
I did that when I was 16. They messed it all up, but I was supposed to get paid minimum wage, and I was going to be a junior camp counselor for the Woods program for the Baptist home. And so we would go for 8 weeks. On Monday morning, we would leave and we would go to Catawba or wherever we traveled. We would go, our home base was in Catawba, so Monday morning we would drive to Catawba and then stay at camp all week, and we'd come home Friday afternoon. And then sometimes, like, we went to Seneca, West Virginia. We went rock climbing for the week.
Oh, wow.
We hit the New River Gorge. We went for a week to Whitewater Raft.
How is the New River Gorge?
Love it.
I know that's not Roanoke's Peaks and Valleys, but I had one of my favorite welders of all time is from just outside of Beckley, and he used to always tell me and always told me that if I got the chance, I had to go to Bridge Day, and I'm 51.
Watching people jump off,
51. I still haven't made it. At this point, I'm not jumping, but I may not hate checking out Bridge Day.
I think I want to jump.
I'm good.
Find out Bridge Day. I'll jump, you record.
Okay.
We got this.
We can do it.
Yeah, find out when Bridge Day is. No, my brothers and I, maybe next week I'll show you that video. My brothers and I went whitewater rafting in the gorge last year.
Okay, is that where you went?
Acme, yeah, or
okay.
something like that. But is where we stayed. But so we got to do the whitewater rafting, and we did the easier one because they have an easier one than a harder one. And we did the easier one, and I mean, it still was fun.
Right.
And then my brother tried to kill me.
Right.
Tried to push me out the boat, and I'm pretty sure my wife probably paid him to do it. But he swore he didn't. I remember sitting there, and he come at me.
Did you get a refund, girl?
And then he came at me, and I remember like the water hit me in the face, and I reached up and he pulled me back in the boat. Well, luckily I had the GoPro on my hat. He's like, I didn't touch you, and then we replayed the GoPro, and he hit a bump and it jumped up. And it bumped him up into me, and so I almost drowned in the river gorge.
And so here we are laughing.
That's a Gen X in us. Right, my feelings weren't hurt. Right. I didn't call them complaining I almost died.
Just happy somebody knew I was there.
That's right. But they all thought they had lost me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they thought I had fallen out in the rapids, and I didn't. And then my brother, I'm going to have to show this picture next week. He's going to probably kill me. But they had photographers on.
Which is always the coverage we like.
They had photographers on the bank taking pictures as you went through the rapids or whatever. And there's one of my brother waving, and he looked so much like Forrest Gump when Forrest was waving to Lieutenant Dan off the boat. He's like, hey! So, and we keep making fun of him.
But you ain't got no legs.
That's right. So I'll bring that next week. But that is, I mean, why I love Roanoke is because we're 2 to 4 hours from everything. Yeah, if you want to snow ski in the winter, we're 2 hours from probably 4 or 5 different resorts.
Right.
If you want to go to the lake or you want to go to the beach, we're 4 hours away from the beach. 45 minutes we're 45 minutes to an hour from about 3 to 4 lakes.
Yeah. Yeah, between Clater Lake,
Clater,
Smith Mountain.
Yeah. So we're just everywhere. I mean, we're close to just about everything that you want to do, mountain biking, things like that locally. Now, Little Miss, going back to the restaurants, she thinks that we need more restaurant options and locations other than just downtown. Preferably not chain.
Right. Well, I mean, there's actually a couple places on 419 that I really like that are homegrown. Wildwood Barbecue is great.
Got the Highlander
I-
pizza right there too.
And I've honestly not eaten their pizza. There's just 73 pizza joints.
Right.
You know, so I just haven't hit Highlander yet.
Yeah, it's really good. One pizza place I miss from this area is when my kids were little was Carini's.
Okay.
Good Lord, they had like this pizza. Their large was like this big.
Okay.
And on Wednesdays and Saturdays they had half off pizza.
Nice.
And so we would go in there and get like a hamburger pepperoni pizza, large,
Right.
and it would feed our family for like $5.50. And I mean, they had the good hamburger too, like the ground beef, not the
Right.
like whatever hamburger you get from Pizza Hut or whatever.
Of course, another one that I keep hearing about that I've never had Marconi's.
Benny Marconi's downtown.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to do that. We'll have to try the whole pizza challenge.
Okay.
The whole pizza's about as big as our table here.
Can I bring the kids?
We can go down there one day and eat pizza with the kids.
Okay.
Absolutely. Now, you weren't here. They used to have fun commercials, too. Emily says she misses Chico and Billy's.
Okay.
I don't know. It's probably, heck, it's been gone probably 10 or 15 years,
Gotcha.
if not longer than that. But, yeah, they had good pizza, too.
Okay.
They had a really good crust.
Okay. Okay. Now, I tell you a national pizza chain that I kind of miss. Kind of. But they were the first ones in back home before Papa John's. They would deliver and they had the garlic butter.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought that, well, shit, it doesn't get any better than this.
Right.
You know, I've never asked for garlic butter, but now I will never not ask for garlic butter for my pizza crust.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know, but that was Chinello's.
I don't think it's ever been in this area.
Oh, really?
Huh? Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Okay.
So.
Well, maybe it wasn't as national as I thought.
Well,
Yeah.
there are lots of things that are national
That's
that are
true.
not
Yeah,
Roanoke.
that's true. Y'all probably had Papa John's before we did.
Probably.
You know, so.
So, I don't know. I'm getting to where I don't like a lot of pizzas. I mean, I like pizza,
Right.
but I'm liking the thin crust. Maybe it's just because I'm old now.
I think
Grease
I
for
think so
the-
too, because
yeah.
that's me.
Yeah, maybe it's from the grease or whatever. So we have Grandin Theater has a blockbuster showing all summer, right?
For $6,
Mm-hmm.
I forget it's once a week. I forget what day it is. Is it Saturdays?
It's Saturdays, yeah.
$6 for summer classic summer blockbuster. I guess this week is Pulp Fiction.
It is, yeah.
You'll never guess what's next week.
What's next week?
Lake Resort.
Yeah, Dirty
Dirty
Dancing.
Dancing.
Yep, Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
Now, does it have water in it still?
What,
We
Lake
may have
Resort?
to. Yeah, we may have to take.
We may have to
take
take
a,
a quick little trip.
Yeah, we'll have to do a trip to Mountain Lake.
'Cause, I mean,
with the
that's
kids.
what, an hour and 10?
Yeah,
Yeah.
up by Blacksburg.
Yeah.
So yeah, we may have to go up there just to see if there's water.
Right.
If there is, yeah, great.
See
I don't know
if-
if they'll let us swim in it or not.
See if baby's still in a corner.
That's right. Maybe we'll have to do the whole lifting. You gonna lift me or am I lifting you?
I'll lift you, man. I'm gonna get on that ab roller this week, man. That walk hurt me more than I thought it would. I gotta get less round.
You'll see him in a wheelchair next week. Well, we went to Mountain Lake and I did the lift. He fell on my head.
JR still has a concussion.
So as
I
we're
dropped
talking
him.
about movies, I think it's a good time to roll into Tegan. Now, let me tell you a backstory because we showed her a couple weeks ago. Showed her a little video with her talking about the movies coming out. Last week, we came out to shoot her video. And
God did not want y'all to do it last week.
I know. We tried to use a wireless mic to get better sound.
Right.
And because the other one was kind of picking up some static. So we tried to get better sound, and we got much better sound, but the mic died on me.
Right.
So then we get home, I'm starting to edit the video, and I'm like, the mic died on us, baby. We got to go back. She's like, okay. So we got dressed, came back down here, shot the video again. The mic died again.
Uh-oh.
Just wasn't fully charged, I don't guess, but it died again. So when I get home, I'm like, Hey, we got farther than last time, but
We're not all the way.
So it wasn't really usable footage. She did a great job.
Right.
But I think just like the mic went out, her little lights that we set up above her head to give her a little color, they went out.
Right.
I mean, it was like a whole nightmare.
Poor girl.
Show. So I'm glad we didn't air it, but we did one. We did one yesterday, and she did a really good job. So I'm going to roll that now for everybody.
Welcome back to Popcorn Perspectives with Tegan. As you probably know, I'm Tegan. If you like family movies, I've got you covered. Each week we're going to be discovering some new movies in the movie theaters for families. So grab a chair and some popcorn and let's dive right in. There's only one new movie out in the theaters for family, and it is Transformers, and we've already talked about that in another video. Since there's only one movie out in the theaters that's new, let's talk about some deals that I found on the internet. The first deal I found was at Regal Theaters in Valley View. On Tuesdays and Wednesdays, there are certain movies that are $2 on July 11th and 12th. And the two certain movies are Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and The Paw Patrol. The other deal I found was AMC Theaters, and it's near Tanglewood and Salem. On Tuesdays, it's $3. On Saturday, it's $5. And there's only one that you can see. And just like the last one, they're on certain days. And on the 8th and the 12th, they're showing Trolls World Tour. I have seen Trolls World Tour, but it has been a while. My favorite tribe that there is the country, because it's so soothing. It might just make you fall asleep. Well, that's it for today's adventure. Hopefully you had as much fun as I did. Make sure to hit that like button and share with your friends. Until next time, keep that popcorn popping.
I think she did an awesome job.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
She gets nervous and
Hell, so do I.
she was this time, and you can see it in the video. Last time she had her, I don't know if you know, the video, one of the videos I did, she had her like fingers all like crooked like that while she was talking. I was like, oh. And then, so this time she was trying to be more conscious of, of not twisting her fingers when she's a little nervous. And, so she had her hands down, and sometimes she put them up, but she did such, each week it's just getting better.
Right.
This week she did her own research. There was only one movie, so she was worried about it being too short. So I was like, let's do some deals. And she was like, okay.
Right.
And so we did the deals. And then, so next week she wants to start learning to edit her own show.
Okay.
And several times during this one, she's like, Dad, I got this. And I'm like, okay, sorry, you got this. And so I need to be a little more hands off. I've tried to move to the side because when I stand in front of the camera to make sure she's in camera, she was
worried about you.
Yeah, she keeps looking up at me. And then, so I try to stand to the side, and this time it was, she tried to look to the side.
Right.
So, but just so brave, and she's doing so good. And she made the decision that we usually film on Thursdays or Wednesday nights after farm school, and she's like, hey, I think I want to film on Tuesdays so that, Wednesday she's so tired because they get to the farm about 9, and then I pick her up at 2:30, and they're like hardcore farm chores and playing.
Right.
And in there's lessons, but they do the farm chores, and then they have their little lessons, and then they yesterday I think she said yesterday I think they played in the creek for a couple hours.
Oh, nice.
And so they had a blast there, but when she gets done with that, she's super tired.
Right.
And so what happens is we usually go home, she showers, and then we come here and shoot.
And shoot it.
And so she's like, hey, maybe we could shoot on Tuesdays. And I was like, maybe you could just do your stuff that you need over the weekend. That way when we come on Tuesdays, we're doing shooting. We're not doing the research, and you're not typing up your script, because she does her own scripts.
Right.
And so she's not having to do all that before we shoot.
Well, see, and I get that because Jonathan and her are close to the same age. Jonathan's 10; he'll be 11 in October.
And she'll be 12 in August. So.
Yeah, because Jonathan was on me, and I told him, yeah, absolutely, we'll go ahead and set you up a YouTube channel. Because he just wanted to get into video, Okay, absolutely, I'm in. If you want to do that at this age, just understand, I don't know a whole lot about editing, So, well, what you shoot is what you shoot. I love you.
Right.
If I could help you, I would, but. That's not my wheelhouse. You want to repipe a house? I'm your guy.
Right.
You want to. If you got a house to sell, I'm your guy.
And I think kids have it kind of easy now because there's YouTube. So if he really wants to learn to edit his videos, you just find it on YouTube. I use for a lot of like learning to fly my drone and for photography and stuff. I use Skillshare.
Okay.
And they have a lot of like you can go in there and go, okay, I want to learn how to cook Chinese, or I want to learn how to edit video in Adobe Premiere or in Filmora. There's somebody on there that has a master class that'll teach you how to do that.
Right. But yeah, no, the part I was getting at was he decided he didn't like him on video, so he decided he would start doing digital art.
Okay.
And so, and a lot of his videos on his channel is his drawings. Sometimes it's a doodle, sometimes it's kind of almost like in action, and what he's saying is right along with it, and I'm just sitting here going, it is so good. I did not have YouTube at 10. He's doing a lot better than I would have, but it's a good thing I did not have YouTube at 10.
And I think I think I read a book, it's called, and yes, I know how to read but actually I didn't read this book. I listened to it. But I still know how to read. But it's called Free to Learn.
Okay.
And it's amazing. It talks about allowing children just like that to, he's interested in that. So, okay, feed that. See where it goes. And in that you can teach, and we've learned this with Tegan, is in that you can add a little math in there. Hey, well, if you need this, then how many do you need if you had to have this and this?
Right.
Or how many minutes does that need to go? Or, how many likes do you need to get to? If, you can turn it into math without them knowing it's math. You can turn it into history without them really knowing it's history.
Which is kind of what I liked about today, because I'm a history guy. I love history. Don't know as much as I should to call myself a history guy.
Right.
But you kind of trick them into learning. And trick isn't the word I'm looking for, but I think you know exactly what I'm getting
Well, you
at.
just feed that interest, and the more they think it's a work, or more they think that you're making them do it, the less they want to do.
The more they know about it being required, the less you want to do it.
The less they want to do, yeah. And that's just like adults.
Yeah.
We don't want to do the things we're supposed to do, but we do. And talking about doing, this weekend there is a ton.
Yes, there is. Yes,
I mean,
there is.
super ton of stuff going on. We're going to roll it at the bottom as we kind of talk through it because there is so much. Salem Fair is going on.
Still till Sunday.
The Buchanan Community Carnival
is going on until Saturday. I think they're the 8th.
I think one of the ones I really want to go to, and I may have to find out information, the lantern tour of the Natural Bridge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they have a lantern tour, and they have some kind of Rising of the Fireflies or Firefly search or something up there, too, looking for lightning bugs.
Oh, wow.
Up at Natural Bridge. So those are definitely a couple I'd love to see.
Right. I like to mingle at the market. That's always pretty fun. Even for us older married folk.
That's right.
It's not that kind of mingle.
Right. They got Bugs and Bats Night at Mill Mountain Zoo.
Right. And the Barbecue featuring Midnight Envy at the Transportation Museum.
The Works Band is live at Sinklin Farms.
Nice. The International Rolling Stones shows at Dr. Pepper Park.
Oh, yeah. Horse and Hound Wine Festival at Peaks of Otter, talking about that. I don't think it's at the top, though, so they have a great winery there.
Right.
But it's not at the top, so you're okay.
Got the Budweiser Clydesdale downtown at the farmer's market.
Still disappointed. They're only bringing one.
Yeah, not the Fleet, just Clydesdale. But if you've got kids that like horses, it's a can't miss. Do not miss that.
And I think the one is kind of, I don't know if it's OCD because there's nothing else in my life I'm like that with,
Right.
but I like everything in twos.
Right.
And so when I go to the grocery store, I'm getting 2 cans of green beans. I'm getting 2 of this, 2 of that.
I don't know if it's 2 of everything, but if it's 1, it's got to be centered. I'm very much about symmetry.
Yeah.
A balance.
Mine's 2 of
so-
everything. I got to have extra. And if I get 3, then I got to have 4. I got to have that even number, and I get 2 of everything. Bananas at Large reunion show
Right.
this weekend at Daleville Summer Concert.
Yep. Yep. And Bananas at Large reunion. Did you just cover that?
I did, yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And then Sunday Music Jam at the Floyd County store. We may have to go see that one day too because it's bluegrass and it's local people playing and stuff. I know
Okay.
Seth, I don't know that he plays up there on Sundays. I know Saturdays, he does a lot of Saturday afternoons up there.
Okay.
He may play on Sundays too because I know he plays bluegrass.
Right.
But yeah, that sounds like a really good time too.
That boy is just so talented on instruments, on music.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
We were talking the other day, and somebody's like, "Oh, I'd love to learn how to play the mandolin." He's like, "I can teach you." And the guy was 59, and he's like, "I'm a little too old." He's like, "Oh no, you wouldn't believe how many." And so, but kudos to Seth. He's actually going to be one of the music teachers at the community school this year too.
Okay, nice.
So he'll be teaching at Hollins, at Fret Mill, Rocky Mount, and then community school.
Oh, wow.
And then I guess on the weekends.
Boy's going to be very busy.
Yeah, I think he said last year he played in 200 shows.
Oh, wow.
So
And, you know,
that's why he's like this big. Though.
Right, that's true.
You don't have time to eat.
He could still fit between us.
Yeah,
Right here.
yeah, with a little head pop up right here. Didn't have his hair cut, he'd pop up out there. But no, that's a crazy schedule. But
Yeah.
you know, kudos to him just being able to be a teacher and do what you love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
What else you got this week? Anything?
I don't think so. I think I'm going to try and see the Clydesdale, and I think Mary and I might be kid-free this weekend, so we'll try to grab a date night and
I think
try
if
to
I
get a
was
couple
kid-free,
other
I don't know
things.
that I'd get out of the bed. Like I'm in bed all day. I'd probably even call in sick to my bartending shift on Saturday. I'd be like, hey,
You know, some days I can be that lazy. Mary cannot be that lazy.
why's it gotta be lazy?
Well, okay, that for me, it's just one of those. I can't lay in the bed all day, and even if I could, I think Mary would poke me.
I don't know, but I would
She-
give it one heck of a try.
Once she's awake, she's got about. She doesn't wake up real quick, but once she's awake and alive, if you allow her to, she will be perpetual motion until it's time for bed.
Too much. I'm like,
So.
really, my time to shine is 10 to 2. From 10 to 2, so I get moving about 10, and then by 2, I'm ready for a nap. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And then usually about 7 to 9 or so, I'm back going.
Right.
But yeah, that 10 to 2, I'm just like, I'm good. Let's do this. And I do everything, and then by 2 o'clock, I'm like, I'm going to just sit down right now.
10 to 2 is the power zone.
Yeah, that's it. And then by then, I mean, there's not even caffeine's helping me out. I'm just, sometimes I just have to push through it.
Right.
But listen, if you're looking to move here and want to talk about the area, reach out to one of us. We'd be happy to talk
Love
about
to
it.
talk to you about it.
If you have questions about the area, even if you're not moving here or if you even just live here, reach out to us. We want to talk to you about that too.
If you used to live here and moved away, get in touch with us.
And heck, if you don't even like this place, but you just want to talk to us, we can talk to you.
We'd love to.
Until next week, have a super great week.